Good morning.
You're so mean to me.
Yeah, just let Hannah start the camera because she's angled closer. But there's this thing, I don't know if you know about it. Hopefully I've not pointed it out before.
Right.
Your height is usually fairly close to your reach across. Hannah's
Your
isn't.
arm span.
The arm span.
Right.
Because she has long legs relative to her overall height, which is great. Yeah.
Except for what he says is that it means I've got short arms, and he calls me T-Rex, which is mean.
But it's okay. Things like having that lovely IKEA stool that everyone has.
Means I can reach stuff.
Means you can reach stuff.
Shut up.
She decorated one of the walls in the bedroom yesterday, all the way to the top due to the stool. Otherwise, we'd be left with a kind of a weird.
He could just compliment me on the fact that I've got long legs. No, he decides that it means I've got short arms.
Your long legs are great. Really cool.
Really cool.
For someone that should be 5'4", it means you can walk like a 5'7" person. Which is faster and less strides. Yeah, there you go. So we're not going to wear out as quickly. Brilliant.
Not going to wear out as quickly.
I've dug this hole. I'm fully in it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, wait a minute. This phone's
Like,
ringing. It's ringing. Hello?
Tall people's legs last longer.
It was Piers Morgan. He wants you to go and do his TV show because I saw you on TV yesterday.
Oh, shut up.
So we did an interview on Skype for Revelation TV, which is a Christian.
It's Morgan.
It's a Christian TV station. They're based in this country. They're also based in different places. And our friend.
That's awesome. They're based in this country. They're also based in others.
So our friend lives in Spain, and she works for them from Spain. They've got like a studio and things there, and for whatever reason they decided. Well, no, I decided Marbella was a good place to have one of their studios because it's really lovely.
Amazing
part of Spain.
Marbella.
Yeah. So a long-standing friend of ours, particularly Hannah's, works for them as a presenter for them, and she asked us if we'd do it, and then her production team, whatever it is, got in contact with us, and we did it at fairly short notice in the end, in terms of it got set up and we did it. We haven't heard anything, and then yesterday we got an email saying it's going out today. So we shared that on
the
Facebook
quite fun.
page. It was fun to do.
I liked it.
It was fun to do, and we sat this way around so everyone knows who we are. And no one got.
I'm alright with people asking me questions.
Yeah.
And having conversation. I don't like ad-libbing by myself.
Okay. See, I can do that.
Well, I know, but
I've got plenty of random stuff to say.
That's the thing,
actually,
isn't it?
It's probably better for you that I have an outlet just to say all the stuff that comes into my head.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's quite focused around health and fitness when I'm talking.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you were just talking about,
randomness, but I can do that as well, if needs be.
What were the things that came to your head when you said randomness?
Just
anything.
Nothing, nothing, actually. Need to have a longer little space.
Okay.
So, yeah. Morning, John. So here we are today with the coffees on the go.
Oh, it's nice this morning.
I've cooled this one down so I can drink it straight away.
Oh, puts ice in his coffee.
As do a lot of sophisticated
he thinks
people across the world.
He's getting confused about the fact that we've had Brexit now, so we're not. He thinks he's European. You still are. I get how landmass works.
I'm not a big fan of coffee as a shop. The newer one near us is a drive-through one. Not that I've been around the drive-through, but it's really close to where the kids' school is. And actually, they know the stuff about coffee because John will remember when we worked at Moto, I was into the coffee and I became a coffee trainer and did all that. So they actually make it really well. And I asked him there once, oh, please can I have some cold water? And she said, the girl who served me said, is it to drink or for your coffee? And I said, because I'd ordered black Americano, she said, oh, it's for the coffee. She said, I will give you some ice in a cup at the side. And she said, that is much better for the flavour of the coffee. So I put one of these cubes of ice in because it always comes really too hot at Costa, just because I think their water temperature is too hot for just Americanos. And she was right. Sometimes when you put cold water in, it kind of damages the coffee in a sense. But putting a lump of ice in was much better. Maybe it's just the fact that it cools it quicker. It's not like you're diluting the temperature. You're doing something straight to it. I know how particles work and cool it down. I used to teach science.
So I'm so distracted by the dog. Finley, come here. Sit.
So
Lie down.
The dog was
Lie down.
pretty tired on Sunday because of doing all the stuff with me over the weekend.
He was, bless him.
He is fully recovered now.
Very.
He's already been out with me this morning, and it's just full of beans. Absolutely full of beans.
Oh, he's very brilliant. Love this dog.
Yeah. If you're having a bad day, just have a look at Finley doing something daft, and then first of all you have a little chuckle to yourself and realise if you just approach life like Finley,
everything would be okay.
everything is fun and can be turned into a game. That's Finley's life. Oh, look at what they're doing. I'm going to go and get involved. And also, you can teach you a lot about friendship, really. Don't ever feel pushed out. Because Finley's just like, boom, I'm getting in there. Me and Hannah having a hug. He try and get literally between us. Hugging one of the kids. He's there, to the side, trying to kind of get involved. He's a very relational dog. And he lets you know about it.
I do sometimes wonder.
Yeah.
The amount of people that you have conversations with that say they really feel like they haven't got kind of close friends or they feel like they don't fit. They feel like there's already groups of friendships and they don't fit in any of them. But then you speak to loads of people who all say that, right? Which probably means that most people are feeling that. Yeah. And actually, if we just put ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit and thought,
we'll find all these other people who haven't got friends and make new friends.
No, I don't mean that. I think that a lot of people actually feel that way.
Yeah.
A lot, like, more feel that way than don't, in my experience. And actually, if you just put yourself outside your comfort zone and presume that people do want to talk to you rather than don't, or presume that people have got time for you rather than haven't, actually, you probably end up making other people feel really included.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of...
It's true, isn't it?
If we go a little bit, without going too crazy deep, I think it's we try and second guess people's reaction. So we caring about if I do this, what's going to happen. We don't want to feel rejected.
Yeah.
And then some of it comes down to
it's vulnerability, isn't it?
Vulnerability and a little bit of confidence and self-worth in actually what have I got to offer into this friendship or whatever that
it's true.
Might create. And
you have to be prepared to make yourself a little bit vulnerable, though.
Yes.
And by making yourself a bit vulnerable, you open yourself up to getting hurt, don't you?
Interesting thing over the weekend. I did this XCC, and a good friend of mine who invited me onto it, who I've done it with before, and then one of the other guys who was on it from Ireland. So obviously this is all remotely over videos like this. We were talking, and he was on the previous one, so it's quite easy to be open with people that you already know and have a shared experience with. But the other guys I didn't know, but it didn't kind of stop the conversation from anyone in a sense. And it was one of the things one of the guys highlighted on Sunday when we were talking about it after it finished was that I can't believe how, not that people are oversharing or can't believe how open everyone was in a sense straight off the bat. Everyone was really inclusive and were prepared to talk about the things they were struggling with and what was good and what they were enjoying and not enjoying about the whole experience. And he said he's in church leadership, and he said I've worked with people, some people for 25 years, who won't talk to me like that, and I've like been on a life journey with them. And it is just a case of putting yourself out there in a safe environment.
Not just with everybody. All this like putting everything on Facebook. Don't do that.
No,
that's not wisdom.
No. And sometimes this is going to sound really kind of, some of the stuff that you need to put out there and you need to open up, it might be better to, it's going to have to be someone really trusted or a professional, and that's cool, and it's not it's not paying for friendship, is it? You're paying for someone's professional support, and that's totally fine. Totally
when people
cool.
are properly qualified and registered with like proper bodies, then actually it means that you are in a safe place because they have whole ethical frameworks in place
Yeah.
that mean that there's certain things they're not going to take advantage of your vulnerability, and they're not going to share anything with anybody else, which actually is really valuable, because as much as a kind friend or somebody that you know who seems like they've got a lot of wisdom, which maybe they have, and that could be a really good thing also, but people can say stuff unwittingly.
Yeah.
Like, people can try and be helpful and say stuff with all the best intentions in the world.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that is why that there's a huge need for kind of really good, well-qualified counsellors and therapists and that kind of thing. Because they go through, years of training on how to do that well, and how not to kind of say things that are gonna.
Yeah.
You have coffee on your actual nose, by the way.
Do I?
Yeah, like on that. Yeah, it's gone now.
It's gone.
That's really funny.
Big nose. Big problems. Big coffee in my nose. Yeah, and my experience of that is good, really good. And it's actually only probably since having that process with the professional that I've then been able to talk to the right trusted friends in an open way.
Yeah.
Because I was internalised and found it very hard to open up, even to Hannah. And don't, in a sense, if there is something, don't hold back. Try it out. And not there's different forms of counselling. There's different places to go for help. And just because one doesn't work for you doesn't mean there's not another approach out there that might work. Yeah,
because there are lots of different approaches. And I think that in the States, it's really, or it appears to be, really common for people to say that they go and see a therapist. And a lot of people, especially people who have quite intense jobs, I think, like people in business and, people who just work really hard and therefore don't have a lot of space to process. A lot of people just regularly go and see a therapist just as a way of processing through life. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It just means it gives you an outlet to talk about things and,
I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but some of the things I need to process about involve Hannah. So it doesn't necessarily mean she's done anything wrong or, but it's very hard to process with someone who you...
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Well, somebody who's like so close in your world, and of course, when you've got stuff that you need to talk to somebody about, that often leaks into different parts of your life. And even if the people in your life have got really nothing to do with it, they will have something to do with it, just in terms of we're so interconnected in how we do things. And so to try and process those things with those people is pretty hard. You don't want to upset someone. You don't want to kind of make somebody feel like they've done something wrong, just because you're processing. And actually talking to a professional means that they haven't got any of that. They're not going to, they're not going to take anything personally. They're just going to let you talk. And you can say stuff wrong. I think that's the thing. Like, when we're talking to people that we love, we don't want to say stuff wrong because we don't want to upset them. We don't want to cause like a problem. But when you're talking to a counsellor, you can say it all wrong and they don't care. It's just a space. And then you can start again and you can, maybe say it a little bit less wrong. I think that's really good. And I think it's a really good, actually, kind of thing for life, is to be able to learn how to process through what's going on in your head or what's going on in your life. And again, that's not necessarily that there's anything wrong. It's just processing, which we used to do with like uncles and aunts and grannies and, in the community. It was much more like that. And it's not anymore. The pace of life is much faster, and community is much more diminished, sadly.
Yeah.
And actually,
even things like the pub back in the day
yeah,
was a place for guys to go and chat. Now it's much more of a kind of destination, night out. There's an expectation that you're going to have a laugh and have a good time. It's not kind of part of the daily routine.
Although
like
what are those man shed things? Andy's Man Club.
Yeah, and there's different versions of that around, and
that's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, I believe it started in Hull. Also, it started. Actually, no, it didn't. It started somewhere else in Lancashire. It's an ex-rugby league guy set it up, and it's kind of spread quite widely.
Yeah, it really has.
There's one fairly close to us here, or certainly a version of it.
I think there are now different versions kind of popped up all around. And it kind of does stem from that whole idea of just a place that guys can just go and be and chat, and it's okay if you say that things are not okay. But at the same time, you can just go and kind of have some camaraderie.
There's an organisation, Man Wellness, been set up in Halifax. That's all good contact with Manuel. Really good guy. Obviously, through difficult times in his own life, and now wants to make a difference for other people, and that's spreading across the country. And because of his background, and he's involved in media, and he was in kind of the Leeds clubbing scene for a long time. He knows a lot of people, and he's actually been able to bring a lot of people on board that are actually influential on social media. Like he's got Geordie Shore guys supporting him and doing interviews, but it reaches different people.
It does. No, it does, and it's important. I was joking. I'm sorry.
It's not about who they are and what they may or may not have done and their life choices. Actually, they want to, through working with him, they want to make a difference to other people and making them more open about their struggles. And maybe this is basically saying what you see for an hour a week when the series is on, that's not real life. This is actually how I feel. This is what I struggle with, and it's not just about he said, she said, and I'm falling out with them, and now we're in a relationship with them, and this and that. It's nothing to do with that. It's all about this, and it's more of that. I think is what we need, and we're great. I'm great. We're all great at posting the super highlights on social media, and it's good to be real and have an outlet for that side as well. That's not to say, and as Hannah said, don't need to post it all on social media. We can just post the highlights and keep it as memories, because that's what a lot of us do. Is this thing happened on this day and it was really cool, and in 2 years' time I'll be able to look back. And the social media platforms have got methods of kind of reminding us of that, and that's great. But going a little bit deeper and getting some help or support, or just having an outlet, is ideal. And I was talking yesterday on something else about no man's an island, and obviously it's not a gender phrase, but it kind of goes better like that. We do need community, we do need connection.
No person is an island.
No person is an island, you know what I'm saying?
No being.
And connection's important.
But even if you don't feel like you want to do something like go to an Andy's Man Club or whatever they're called, or go and see a counsellor, or join a local bouldering place, join a running club, go to I was going to say go to a CrossFit box, maybe not with everything that they've said recently, but join something that is a community and be part of it, because I think a lot of people,
even without saying anything, that helps you feel better.
Of course it does.
Feels connected.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Cool.
Nice.
Great stuff. So have a really good day. The weather seems to have switched back over to a nice bit of blue sky, at least right now. So that's good. And here we go. Tuesday. Have a good one. Anything we can help or support with, any directions we can put you in to help with anything, please give us a shout. All right. See you tomorrow.